Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And yes, you heard the words, I am back. So I know it's been a long time. It's been like 3 months or 4 months or so since I made a video, and that whole series didn't go great because it's kind of hard to edit on PlayStation stuff. So I'm gonna just kind of stick with rebuilds, I think, for the most part, even though this isn't really a rebuild. But anyways, for today's video, it's not really a rebuild, but it is My League related, or I'm going to emulate My League into the video. So I'm really just going to be going over the trades that have happened for the trade deadline and all that, because it's been a crazy deadline. I mean, in the last like 3 days, there's been a lot of trades. So I'm going to go over all the trades, or at least the big name players. I missed some of them probably, but I did all the trades. And I'm going to just simulate after I go over all of that, I'm going to simulate to the end of the season and see who wins the championship. So I'm not like at the start today point. They don't have that on 2K, the old one. I don't even know if they have that on the new one, honestly. But because I'm still on 2K21 because I'm on PS4 and I don't want to spend $60 on a new 2K when on old gen, not next gen or whatever, the games are literally exactly the same. But yeah, so that's about it. But all right, let's go ahead and get into some of these trades, I guess. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, really help out the channel. And I'm back, so let's go ahead and get into this. First, we have James Harden, the biggest trade, a blockbuster trade. James Harden, and I'm sorry some of the overalls are off, by the way, because I kind of had to use a random stinking whatever it's called roster. But yeah, James Harden is on the Philadelphia 76ers now, and Paul Millsap, and they obviously traded away Ben Simmons. But I don't know how I feel about this trade, to be honest. I mean, for the 76ers, I'd say overall it's good. James Harden has just not been good in the playoffs for his whole career pretty much, so I don't know how I feel about it there. But Ben Simmons wasn't going to play, so they got pretty much about as good as they could have possibly gotten out of Ben Simmons. So definitely not a bad trade. I do think losing Seth Curry will kind of suck, but I guess they have James Harden, so it is a big upgrade in the grand scheme of things. It's Tyrese Maxey. He's been playing pretty solid this year, so definitely not too bad. Now let's go to the Bucks. They didn't do anything too crazy. They did get, who was it they got? I forgot already. Who was it? Oh, they didn't really get anyone. That's what it was. Oh, they got Serge Ibaka. Is that who it was? Yeah, they got Serge Ibaka. That's who I was missing. They traded for Serge Ibaka, and they traded away Dante DiVincenzo. That's all I can remember, but nothing too crazy for the Bucks. But, I mean, they won the championship last year. They don't need to go too crazy. Okay, so the Bulls, they didn't really do anything, I don't think. Did they? Trying to think. They did trade back for, where's he at? No, they traded away. That's what I was thinking. They traded away Daniel Tice. I believe the Bulls had Daniel Tice. I could be wrong, but he went back to the Celtics. I guess I could just go over that later. The Cavs, they got Karis LeVert, which is good for the Cavs, I guess. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. For right now, that is pretty good because Sexton is injured in real life. I mean, he's not on here. They can run whatever the lineup they want. But when Sexton comes back, I just don't know what they're going to do, because there's no way they can run. Well, Karis LeVert actually is taller than I thought. He's 6'6". I was going to say, I thought they were all like 6 foot, like 6'3" area. And 1, 2, and 3, that wouldn't be great. But Karis LeVert can probably run small forward. Have Okoro off the bench wouldn't be bad. He's actually taller than Okoro, so might not be too bad. Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, obviously been great. So yeah, not a bad move at all for the Cavs. I don't think they really even had to give up that much. So now to the Celtics. They traded for Derek White, a nice defensive two-way guard. Nothing too crazy, but he's pretty good on defense. Can score some points for you. And the Celtics did get Daniel Tice back, which, you know, he's nothing special really, but he'll get you points sometimes, and he'll get you rebounds, blocks, solid defender. He's just a kind of a, you know, glue guy, you know, a nice guy to have on a team. Kind of reminds me of like Draymond Green. He ain't Draymond, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, on to the next team, the Clippers. Who did they get? Norman Powell. Is that right? Is that right? Norman Powell is on the Clippers right now. That's right, isn't it? They haven't been traded yet. This was in the this was the questionable one where they traded, not for the Clippers. This is a good deal for the Clippers, but for the Blazers. But they're just trying to free cap for the offseason, from what I'm hearing, to build around Dame. But anyways, Norman Powell, Robert Covington on the Clippers. The Clippers traded away Eric Bledsoe, and I can't remember who else, but it was not a good deal for the Blazers. I feel like they still should have went for more value, even though they are trying to clear up as much money as possible. Just don't really think that's a great move anyways. But moving on to the Grizzlies, I don't think they did anything. I was going to say, I don't think they did a single trade that I know of. They might have done something small, but nothing really. The Hawks have... Yeah, they didn't really do much either. They did trade... Oh, Kevin Knox, that's right. They did trade away Cam Reddish for Kevin Knox, which I do not understand at all. Cam Reddish was at least a solid NBA player. Kevin Knox has just not been relevant. I mean, not been doing anything. And it's nothing against Kevin Knox. I'm not saying he could definitely become a good player. And, he still has that potential. Was really good in college. Was a 9th overall pick a couple years ago. So the potential is still there. But I just don't get why you trade for a guy who is a little bit older than Cam Reddish, I believe. And just not as good. So, but anyways, moving on to the Miami Heat. They didn't do anything. They traded away KZ Okpala, and I'm pretty sure that is literally it. So nothing really. I have him on the roster still, but I kind of forgot to do some of the trades that weren't really going to make changes, because trading KZ Okpala for a second-round pick, he ain't going to be a starter anywhere, getting minutes anywhere. So, but how I personally feel about it, I'm a Heat fan. I mean, it kind of sucks because he's young, and when I've watched him play, he seems like he could be something. Like he has some potential. But at the same time, this Miami Heat team, besides Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry, I guess, and Victor Oladipo, no, but the core, like Bam and Hero and Duncan Robinson, the future. I don't know why Precious is on the Heat, but I'll fix that in a minute. But the future, I just don't see KZ Okpala. He ain't gonna get minutes for a couple years. Excuse me. I just don't think he's really gonna get a chance. So I get why they traded him. Now the Hornets. Who did the Hornets trade for? It's hard for me to remember. There's been so many. But Montrezl Harrell, that's right. And they traded away like Vernon Carey and someone else that wasn't like a big deal at all. Like Montrezl for them was a pretty good deal. I mean, for them it was kind of a steal, I believe. Montrezl, won 6th Man of the Year a couple years ago. So definitely still a pretty solid player. Definitely not a bad move for the Hornets at all. So the Jazz, they traded for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, which I don't know if I really understand that. And they got Hernan Gomez, right? I think so. I could be wrong. But anyways, they traded away what's his name? Joe Ingles, that's right. Which I thought was kind of sad because he'd been on the Jazz like his whole career, and then, he gets injured, and then they trade him away. Because he was pretty good on the Jazz. He wasn't like an all-star or anything, but he was like one of those glue guys, a guy you need on a championship team, plays defense, does a little bit of everything, But moving on to the Kings, who made some big moves. Getting Dante DiVincenzo, not the biggest name, but, he's pretty solid, definitely a decent pickup. And Domantas Sabonis, the biggest move. One of the biggest moves of the trade deadline. Okay. See, I'm like 50-50 on this trade. So if you're still watching this video, comment down below how you feel about this trade. Let me know if you think it's a win for the Kings or a win for the Pacers. So the Kings traded away, what's his name? Tyrese Halliburton, who was really good last year, and he's been pretty good. Lots of potential. But it's just, I don't know how I feel about it. And they also got Josh Jackson, real quick. Just thought I'd say that. And Justin Holiday. But anyways, Domantas Sabonis, all-star player, all-star caliber player. Great power forward. One of the best in the league. But away Tyrese Halliburton, he was good. And he was young, could have been with De'Aaron Fox for the future. But I guess, honestly, Domantas Sabonis, I think he's actually 25, maybe 26. But he's still pretty young, so honestly, I get what the Kings are doing. They want to win now, and honestly, after losing for so many years, you can't blame them. I mean, it has been so long. How many years has it been since they made the playoffs? Like 18 years, something crazy, I don't know. So that was one of the bigger moves. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but comment down below if you think it's a W for the Kings or the Pacers. All right, moving on to the Knicks. They got Cam Reddish, like I was saying earlier. Definitely getting rid of Kevin Knox and getting Cam Reddish, plays pretty good defense, can get you some buckets. I mean, I think that's definitely a W for the Knicks. Kind of was hoping they would do a little bit more at the deadline. Maybe move like Obi Toppin or something, because the Knicks are definitely one to win now. I think they should have moved, maybe not Obi Toppin, probably not. But, just made a little bit more moves, but not too bad. Cam Reddish is definitely a W. So, Lakers, they didn't do anything, which is crazy. You would think LeBron would have done something, which actually I don't even think the trade deadline is over yet. So now that I think about it, there's still a chance, that they do something. But I'm not positive if the trade deadline's over. But as of right now, the Lakers have done nothing, which is surprising to me, but maybe they're just thinking they'll figure things out. I don't know. But the Magic, what did they do? It's hard for me to remember. There's so many trades. They got Bol. That's right. Definitely a good move for the Magic, I think. I can't remember exactly what they traded away, but I think it was like a pick or something. Like nothing crazy. But I think this is definitely a W for the Magic because, the Magic are obviously really bad. They're really young, though. Got a lot of guys who are going to be good, I think. Got a lot of potential. I mean, like, John Isaac is like the oldest person on the stinking team, and he's 24. He's freaking 24. Besides, like, some bench players, but definitely a good move, I think. We can play multiple positions and kind of just see if Bol, if he can be the player that we've seen him play as, So, definitely not a bad move. Now we move on to the Dallas Mavericks. This one really surprised me. I know the Mavericks have been talking about trading Porzingis for like a while, but there was like no talks going into the deadline about him being moved. So when I saw it, I was just kind of like, dang, it just surprised me. But I just don't. This might make the Mavericks a little better, honestly, but this doesn't make them a championship team. Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans, or Bertans, however you pronounce it, this don't make them a championship team. So I think a big thing was kind of trying to clear up some cap, maybe. Well, I guess Davis Bertans makes a good amount of money. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I get trying to get rid of Porzingis because the chemistry is not there. Now we move on to the Nets. Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, Andre Drummond. So now they have Ben Simmons and Drummond. And Seth Curry. I forgot about that. So what I personally think about this Nets team is I think if Ben Simmons plays like... I know you guys all hate on Ben Simmons, and yes, he did play atrocious in the playoffs. But if Ben Simmons can go back to that all-star player, he obviously hasn't played all year, but if he plays and he's really good again, has that elite defense, elite playmaking, can score, can rebound, can defend any player, really. If they can get that back, I think this Nets team is better than with James Harden. Don't get me wrong, James Harden is the better player than Ben Simmons, but the Nets defense suck. The Nets defense is not good. You add Ben Simmons, an elite defender that can guard all positions, is a big deal. And they also add Drummond, which, yes, Drummond, is controversial. A lot of people don't like his play style. But Drummond can get them rebounds, man, and he can play in some okay defense. And then Seth Curry, you got one of the best shooters in the entire league. Just adds another shooter. So definitely a W for the Nets. To me personally, I mean, I think this makes them a better team. You guys might not agree. Comment down below if you think what you think about it, but I personally think it makes the Nets more dangerous if he can be, back to how he was. So the Nuggets, I don't think they made really any trades. I'm trying to think. They traded away Bol. for picks, and that's about it. So on 2K, I just had to throw in a player, so I threw in like Michael Carter-Williams. So nothing really happened for the Nuggets. Now the Pacers. They traded away a lot. Sabonis and Karis LeVert. So traded some of their best players away. They still have Miles Turner. I was wondering if they'd move him, but they might try to keep him. I don't know. And they have Malcolm Brogdon still, but they got Buddy Hield and I almost said J.R. Smith, but Jalen Smith. They got Jalen Smith and his Suns trade for, oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh my gosh. I can't remember his name. Okay, well, I'll get to that later. But Buddy Hield and the Kings trade, it was Torrey Craig. There we go. Which, also, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I just don't know if I agree with that. I feel like Torrey Craig, I get it. He's a good defensive player. You know, a nice guy. He played really good on the Suns last year. Was really underrated. And I get why the Suns wanted Torrey Craig back because they lost him in free agency. But trading away Jalen Smith, who was 20, was a top 10 pick. He was the number 10 pick literally 2 years ago. So he's 21, I think. But I just don't get... He has so much potential still. I mean, I get it. Because he's kind of like an older style big man, which doesn't really fit in today's game as much. But I feel like they could have gotten more out of it. Personally, maybe not. But I get the Suns are trying to win now. They have like the best record in the league right now, I'm pretty sure. They've been really good this year, so I kind of get it. And then, you know, they got Buddy Hield, just a guy. You know, no, Buddy Hield is good, but I'm just saying their team is definitely worse. Ooh, they got Tyrese Halliburton. I kind of forgot about that too. You know, I'm going to kind of help them out. I'm going to run... Let me do this real quick. I'm going to help the Pacers out a bit. He can run 4, right? Okay, his overall goes down a little bit, but it's all right. And then run him at the small forward. They all need to be playing. Okay. You have an advance? Nah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, looking better. But anyways, yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield. Honestly, not a bad... The Pacers are obviously in rebuild mode, it looks like. I mean... They maybe not, but I feel like Tyrese is kind of going to be the vocal point of the team. And maybe I'm wrong, but Tyrese has so much potential. So I could see them going in a rebuild. Now the Pelicans. One of the biggest W's of the trade deadline. The Blazers were pretty much just giving away stuff. They were pretty much just giving stuff away. And I don't know how I feel about it because... Dame, yes, the Blazers are going to be bad this year. They're tanking to get a high pick, and then from what I've read, they're tanking to get a high pick and then get some players in the offseason and they're freeing up cap, basically, you know. But I feel like they could have gotten more, maybe some young players out of it. I think they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I think. No, he went to the Jazz. I can't even remember the Blazers guy. It was like nothing really good. But for the Pelicans, this is a W. Pelicans, they want to win. They got some good players. Zion needs to stay healthy. And if Zion is healthy, this team is going to be a problem. This team is going to be good. Brandon Ingram is a bucket. CJ McCollum is a bucket. Devontae Graham, they could get a better point guard, but, you know, not bad. I think they need more of a playmaking point guard because, like, I guess he averaged 7 assists a couple years ago, but I feel like he's still more of a scoring guard, and I feel like they just need a little bit more playmaking because all 3 of these guys are pure scorers, you know. But Jonas Valanciunas is really good, and they got Larry Nance for the bench is pretty good. You know, I feel like they boosted the bench a little bit. Not great still, but the starting lineup is looking good. The Pelicans, if Zion can get healthy this season, I don't think they'll make the playoffs because their record has been so unbelievably bad, but they could maybe, if they get it together and Zion stays healthy, they might be able to make a run for a play-in, but I doubt it. But it's a team to look out for, definitely this year and definitely next year. So the Pistons, W for the Pistons. They traded away pretty much nothing. I mean, I can't remember who it was they traded, but they traded some guys not even getting minutes, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they traded away Josh Jackson, which kind of sucks, but they got Marvin Bagley, which he has an injury history, but the Pistons trading away just Josh Jackson. He's solid, but he ain't like a star or anything. This is it's a low risk, it's a low risk and very, very high reward situation. Marvin Bagley was the 2nd overall pick a couple years ago over Luka, over He definitely has the potential to be good. And when he plays, he is pretty dang good. It's just staying on the court that's the big problem. And I think that kind of player for the Pistons, alongside Cade Cunningham, that looks nothing like Cade Cunningham. But anyways, I think for the young Pistons team, that is a great trade. If he can stay healthy, he can be something special for the Pistons and be a part of this next group. So I think that is a massive W for the Pistons, personally. You guys might not agree, but... Okay, so the Raptors, they traded away Dragic, that's right. Yeah, they traded away Dragic, and they got Thaddeus Young. And that was about all they did, I think. They got some picks out of it, maybe. Or no, they traded picks, I think, to get Thaddeus Young. But I don't know. They just didn't really need Dragic. I think they didn't really want him. Or Dragic might have wanted out, honestly. But I don't know if he wanted on the Spurs, because that's even worse than the Raptors. And I think he wants to win, I would think. But maybe not. Maybe he just wanted more minutes, and he wasn't really getting it on the Raptors. But Thaddeus Young, can play some defense. Solid player for the Raptors. Nothing special. The Raptors are just, kind of in that middle, like a middle team. Above middle, maybe. But I just don't see them doing that much in the playoffs if they make it. Okay. The Rockets. They traded for Enes Kanter. Who did they trade away? Daniel Tice, that's right. Yeah, I thought they got a W. I think they got a W. I think it was an L for the Celtics, honestly. Maybe not. I guess they needed a defensive center, but, they traded away... There was more than Enes Kanter, right? I can't remember. But Enes Kanter for sure. Maybe not. Maybe there wasn't. Oh, no. I don't remember, honestly. Enes Kanter, just solid. Nothing crazy. The Rockets aren't going to be a contender this year, and they ain't making the playoffs, so... Spurs, and sorry about the overalls again. DeJounte Murray should be a higher overall. He's a freaking all-star. I'm just finding rosters I can find. So if you have any good rosters that for 2K21 on PS4, but 2K22 rosters, if you have a good one, just let me know. This is one that I just found one that had been used the most because, yeah. But anyways, they traded away, Thaddeus Young and got Dragic. That's about all they did. They did get Tomas from, I can't remember who, but, nothing crazy. The Spurs aren't going to be contending this year either, so. And sorry this video has been longer, but I just thought I'd talk about every team, so. Okay. So, let's go. It's the Suns. They got Torrey Craig, like I was saying earlier, and that's pretty much all they did. Nothing too crazy. Torrey Craig, a solid pretty solid defensive player to add to the roster. Thunder, what did they do? Did they do anything? I'm trying to think. Thunder, I don't think they did anything, really. Yeah, they didn't do anything. I thought that was Andrew Wiggins for a second. I was like, check my phone, but, it's dead. So I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. Timberwolves, what did they do? They did something, I'm pretty sure. Nothing crazy, but maybe not. Harry Giles. Yeah, I don't think they did anything really either now that I think about it. Yeah, Anthony Edwards should be way higher overall too. But anyways, the Blazers literally destroyed their team. They got Nurkic still, but that's about it besides Dame. I mean, they got Anthony Simons, who a lot of people are high on, think he's got a lot of potential. I'm not going to lie, I've been watching much NBA because it freaking costs money for every game. So, I mean, they're rarely televised, and you have to have NBA TV, which is like $40 a month, which I just can't afford that. I mean, I could do it for a while, but I just don't want to spend that much money. But I do follow it heavily. I watch a lot of King of the Fourth Quarter and stuff. But they also got Josh Hart, so I don't know what they're trying to do here. I think they're gonna do what I was saying earlier, but they just kind of got some random players. But yeah, I don't have much to say about the Blazers, and I already talked about them. So Warriors, they did not do anything, I'm pretty sure. Kind of forgot they had Moses Moody, but yeah, they didn't do anything. That's what I thought. Okay, on to the next. Wizards, last team. Yeah, I mean, oh, that's right. I forgot about that already. They got Porzingis. How old is Porzingis? 25, 26, probably 26. I think. Okay, who did they trade away now? Let me think about it. They traded away Spencer Dinwiddie in this trade and someone else. I can't remember who else it was. But honestly, I think this is a W for the Wizards, honestly. If Porzingis can, just average that 20 and 10, even 20 and 10, I think it makes this team a lot better, which they're not going to be good enough this year because they trade away half of their best players. Not half, but like 2 of them, and Beal is out for the year with a surgery. So, yeah. So, they ain't going to be doing anything this year, but could be a solid player for them in the future for sure. And yeah, that's it. We went through all the teams. Sorry if you don't like this style of video, if you don't like me going through all that, like trades and stuff and, talking. I just kind of like talking about sports, so I kind of thought I'd just, talk about all of it. So if you do like it, though, let me know. Please make sure to let me know. Comment down below. It would really mean a lot. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I guess let's go ahead and simulate to the end of the season and see how everyone does. So I will see you at the end of the regular season. And we are back, and we're at the end of the regular season, and Jokic won MVP, 28 away from averaging a 28-point triple-double. Man. And also 16 rebounds, pretty much. So, pretty ridiculous, By the way, the 76ers, I was following them. They finished 49-33, really good, but I thought they'd be better, honestly. So, Rookie of the Year, don't mind that. It's kind of messed up. It says LaMelo, but 6th Man of the Year, they had Thaddeus Young off the bench, and he won 6th Man of the Year, so definitely not bad. Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis. Ja Morant, Most Improved. That's kind of like him in real life. He might be Most Improved. Probably not, but, he's in the running for sure. Coach of the Year, Frank Vogel, the Lakers. This is why I wish I could do start today, because there ain't no way they making the playoffs this year. No. Let me rephrase that. There's definitely a way they make the playoffs. There's no way they're being like 67 wins is impossible. I'm pretty sure if they win out. So, it definitely is actually. They have a losing record. James Harden on the 76ers, 38-12. Jeez. 50%, 40. Man. Domantas Sabonis, All-NBA first team, 23, 14, and 6. Jeez. See, maybe that does work out for the Kings, and maybe he plays better on the Kings. Maybe that's scenery needed. All-NBA first team is nuts. See what we got on second team. Anything surprising? Joel Embiid also on the Sixers. 28 and 17 rebounds. That means James Harden and Joel Embiid probably both finished in the top 5 for MVP, because they both had ridiculous numbers. I mean, and Joel Embiid only was second team because Jokic won MVP, so... LeBron, Trae Young, Kawhi, Russell Westbrook's a little surprising, but, putting up Russ numbers. All-NBA third team, Dame still makes it. Surprised he didn't score more, but he was down in scoring in real life this year, too, so it's kind of makes sense. Jimmy Butler, he's a beast, 21, 7, and 7. Also, Bam Adebayo makes it, which won't happen in real life because, he missed a lot of games, but all defensive. Ben Simmons, look at that. See, these numbers right here are good for Ben Simmons. 66%. Amazing. Not shooting threes, that's good. 12 points. He does not need to score. They have Kyrie Irving and freaking Kevin Durant. And besides that, they got Joe Harris and Seth Curry, some good shooters. So 12 is all he needs. Getting the 6.5 rebounds and 9 assists is big. And 2 steals is also really good. So, pretty good. Yep. Okay. So now, let's see. Where are the Nets? They're the 2 seed and the Bucks the 1 seed. And 76ers are the 5 seed? What the heck? They're 49 and 33. How do you look at NBA records? Not records like that. I meant like records, like not records. I don't know what it's called. Like their record at the end of the season. How do you look at that, man? I don't know if there's a way to do that. I mean, there is, but I can't remember how. Team comparison, no. Team rivals, no. I can't remember. League standings, there we go. Or power rankings, there we go. Holy cow. So the Knicks, just adding Cam Reddish, went to 50 and 32. Jeez. Miami Heat were 55 and 27. I mean, they're kind of one of those teams. They produce. I mean, they play good even when they're not expected to. This season, they were not expected to be as good as they are, and they're like the 2 seed in the East. So, Bucks, 60 wins. Brooklyn Nets, 60 wins, and the Lakers, 67. Jeez. Jesus. 3 60-win teams is pretty insane. But yeah, so, I mean, it looks like most things turned out decent. So, let's go ahead and simulate the first round. see what happens. I'm going to go kind of fast because the video was probably pretty long. I don't know exactly how long, but the Lakers swept. The 76ers lost in the 4-1 to the Knicks. See, I could see something like that happening, honestly. I mean, like, James Harden, I just don't know if I trust him, but I get it. I get it for the 76ers point of view. I mean, Ben Simmons isn't going to play, so why keep him? 3-0 Nets, 4-0 Nets, the Nets sweep. And just like that, Kevin Durant, Finals MVP, third of his career. See, like I was saying, what did Ben Simmons do? Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. But like I was saying, though, look at this. This team was amazing, which the Nets are always good in 2K, but I really could see it. If Kevin Durant stays healthy, Kyrie plays, if he gets the vaccine, so he can play home games, too, or away games. I can't remember which way it is. Away games. If he does that, and then, Kevin Durant's healthy, like I was saying, and Ben Simmons is like he was, I think this team could be really dangerous. They already were dangerous, but I think they're going to be better, personally. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know if you did enjoy. I enjoy talking about basketball. I love talking about sports in general, baseball, football, basketball, I just love sports. I love sports. That's why I do this for fun, even though, like, not very many people watch. I just really enjoy it. So please let me know if you enjoyed it. It would really mean a lot to me. And hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on post notifications if you do want to be notified for every video. And that's going to be it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.